on the road. All right, let's get into some of these things. First of all, is zoning. I mean, can you do the type of business you want to do in the place you want to do it? And even in big cities, there's way different zonings in different parts of the city. For instance, in certain parts of Virginia Beach, you can have chickens. Right? And in certain parts you can't. I'm not allowed to have chickens in my yard, right, in this part of Virginia Beach. So you got to see, what do I want to do? And this comes up when you're talking about dog training. I had dog training friends that they were allowed to have 5 dogs on the property at any one time. More than that, they were violating some zoning law. See, so you got to check to see if what you want to do, you can do. Some places you got to have a sprinkler system involved to get your business license. So business license is another thing you need to get. And so basically they're pretty easy to get, but you might be subject to an inspection. Sorry, my throat's a little rough today, folks. Been doing a lot of work outside. So business license, whatever, all you got to do is type Google business license and then your city, and it'll tell you, okay, you got to pay $15 and come down to the courthouse or something. But depending on your type of business, they might have an inspector come out. And that's where, if it's a retail business, you probably have to have exit signs and a sprinkler system and ADA compliant bathrooms and all kinds of stuff like that. So if you're thinking about retail, which I do not think about anymore, okay, you have to check that stuff. Now you got to think about what's your legal entity. Are you a sole proprietor? Are you a corporation, LLC? And even corporations have S and C corporations. So this is something for an accountant or a highly skilled bookkeeper to advise you on, depending on your financial situation. You might want to have insurance, or you might need insurance for certain types of business. I think it's a good idea to have insurance, no matter what type of business you're in, because people look at you like, oh, money bags, will sue you. Even if you're just writing books, you got errors and omissions insurance. In case somebody says, oh, you said something in the book and I got my leg cut off because of it. Yeah, that's tough legally for them to prove, but the thing is you still have to defend yourself in court, which costs a fortune, so you might want to have insurance for all kinds of stuff. And sometimes you're required to have insurance, like, for instance, driving a car. So many states, you have to have insurance. If not, you're in violation of the law, and especially if you take that a step higher in business. And you might have, maybe you're zoned for a certain thing, but you still may have restrictions on how much noise you can produce, how much traffic. I mean, even if you're selling Mary Kay and you had cars coming in and out of your house all day long, well, that might be violating some local ordinance, see? So you got to check on all this stuff. Now, certifications, medical, legal. I know a lot of health people have to watch that they don't cross the line into giving medical advice. And again, like I said, with here, I'm not giving legal advice. I'm just telling you areas that you need to look into for whatever business you're in. So certifications are important thing. Now, copyright. Now, where it affects a lot of the people that do the business I do is they use some kind of graphic or photo that's copyrighted. And you can't trust Google Images to say, oh, this is okay for commercial use. There's stuff tied to Bing and PowerPoint that says, oh, it's okay. No, you can't trust it. And there are companies that their whole business model is designed to locate. They can locate these pictures electronically, and then they sue you for copyright infringement, like $250,000 per occurrence. Okay, so, and then they settle out of court with you for $4,000 to $6,000, $7,000, knowing that if they go for $250,000, you'll just go bankrupt and they'll get nothing. So they just make it high enough to scare the heck out of you, and where you could come up with the money. So you got to be extremely careful with that. Now you got issues of trademarks, and people ask me all the time, should I trademark something? Well, the